right, so let's start with the one with blood groups. Yes, let's start with the one with blood groups. Yes, blood groups. So the problem with questions, they are twisted. Questions are always twisted. So you realize that even after studying in your books, you end up failing the exams. Yes, you end up failing the exams. Why? Because they are twisted. Okay? So studying in your books is not enough. You have to become jacked up, initiative, reasoning, proper thinking. Very important. Very important. Yeah, because some of you just study. You have to have okay. Both Mrs. Banda and Mrs. Water delivered baby girls on the same day. We have two women. The first one is Mrs. Banda. The second one is Mrs. Walia. So these two women are delivering baby girls on the same day. Which means even getting pregnant, they got pregnant in the same period. That's what it means. If I told these people gave birth today, in March, right? You realize that they both got pregnant in June last year, 2024. In the same hospital. So in the same hospital. Mrs. Banda's baby girl was named Anans. Hey. Mrs. Banda's baby girl was named Anans. Which means one lady, one woman, Mrs. Banda, was given a baby. Obviously by midwives. Alright? She was given a baby girl. And then she named her Anans. And Mrs. Wada's baby girl was named Wupe. So which means even Mrs. Wadia received a baby. They delivered on the same day. And then she named her Wupe. Mrs. Wada began to suspect that her baby had been accidentally exchanged. She began to suspect. That is exactly what she began to do. She began to suspect. All right? She began to suspect that the baby that I have doesn't belong to me. But actually, if something like this were to happen, I wouldn't like it. Raising another person's child and mine being raised by somebody else, I wouldn't. So this woman began to suspect. She was like, no, you've exchanged my baby with Mrs. Banda's baby. All right? At this hospital, the baby that I'm having is not mine. And the baby Mrs. Banda is having is not hers. What she's having is what belongs to me. Okay, what I'm having is what belongs to her. There is an exchange here. Now, blood tests were done on the two families. We have we have two families. One family belongs to the warriors, the other one for bandas. All right, the bandas. Yes. And so the blood tests were done we're done. We're done. Okay. And here, if you check very well, if you check the table very well, you're going to realize that Mr. Banda, the husband to Mrs. Banda, is blood group A. Ladies and gentlemen, we shouldn't move forward. No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't move forward. How exactly would you see Mr. Banda and then they're saying blood group A and then you just move forward? What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I cannot see Mr. Banda and then there is the blood group. They're saying he's group A and then I move. I have to think. What exactly do they mean when they say A? That's why I should stop. I'm going to stop right here. What exactly do they mean when they say this person has got blood group A? Okay? I remember very well, there is a question that I posted. It was asking which blood groups have got two different forms. And remember very well, blood group A and blood group B have got two different forms. What I'm trying to say is that there are people with blood group A and yet they are heterozygous. There are people with blood group with blood group A and yet they are homozygous. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget that. Okay? You can have blood group A and yet you are AA. Another person who have blood group A and yet he is AO. Alright? So having a blood group doesn't mean to say there is just one form. No. One person can have blood group. Both of you, the two of you can have blood group A. But one of you is AA. The other one is what? AO. Right? So when they say Mr. Banda is blood group A, I have to think. I have to reason. I'll be like, okay, so what exactly does this mean? Which one? Is he AA or he is AO? That should be my first question. Bushe uyu muntu ali AA nangu ali AO. That's the first thing that I should ask. Because blood group A exists in two different forms. There are those with heterozygous, which means AO. There are those with homozygous, which means AA. I have to ask a question. It's very important to ask a question. A question has to be asked. Yes. So that's why if you check my table very well, I have completed it. I have completed the table. I have completed the table. That is exactly what I've done. I've completed it. So I've given two possibilities for Mr. Banda. What the examiners did was simply to give me the blood group. And out of my initiativeness, I was like, okay, blood group A should be given a genotype. And I gave it two different genotypes, AA or AO, which means I had to dissect Mr. Banda. His wife is blood group B, if you check very well. Look at my table. I completed it. I was like, okay, if he is if she is B, the genotype, she must be BB or BO. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll repeat. Blood group AB. Let me say blood groups A, B, all right, exist in two different forms. They do exist in two different forms. So even B, there are people with blood group B and yet they are homozygous, which means they are BB. There are people with blood group B and yet they are heterozygous, which means they are BO. Alright? There are those people. So even Mrs. Banda, I gave her 2 different blood group B forms. That's what I did, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly what I did. So they said baby Anans. Do you remember baby Anans, right? Do you remember in the question? Baby Anans, Mrs. Banda's baby girl was named Anans. This baby is the one that is being kept. It's the one that was given to, all right, by the midwives to Mrs. Banda. So Mrs. Banda received this baby and named her Anans. And then they are saying she's blood group O. With blood group O, it's only one form. Blood group O will only exist as one form, which is OO. Always OO. Let's take a pause. Let's take a pause. So baby Anans is blood group O, right? And the genotype is what? OO, right? Have you realized that Mrs. Bwalia was right even before we can move forward? Things have started coming out. You know why they are coming out, right? It's because this question was being done by me and I'm a genius. Okay? Yeah. When you become a genius, even before you can finish answering, okay, questions themselves will be surrendering. Let me show you. Have you realized that Mr. Banda's genotype is AA or AO, right? Tatuishibe. Mrs. Banda is a BB or BO, right? Do you know that if truly these 2 people are married, if these 2 people are truly married, do you know that they can't give birth to a child with OO? Do you know that? Unless Mr. Banda was AO, Mrs. Banda was BO. That's when they can have one child, which is O. Let's move on. Mr. Bwalia, the husband to the woman who is suspecting, to Mrs. Bwalia. You know, the husband, Mr. Bwalia, is blood group A. Now remember, I talked about the genotype of blood group A. Mrs. Bwalia is blood group A as well. So I had to give them possible genotypes. AA or AO. Do you know why I was giving them possible genotypes, 2 different genotypes? I was giving them because the question did not specify. If the question hasn't specified, I have to become initiative. So Mrs. Bwalia was given the baby and the baby was named Baby Bupe by her. The baby is blood group B. Have you realized that Mrs. Bwalia and Mr. Bwalia cannot give birth to baby Bupe, right? Have you seen, right? You can even see. Mr. Bwalia, the genotype is AA or AO. Mrs. Bwalia, it's AA or AO. You realize that in Mr. Bwalia and Mrs. Bwalia, there is no B there. It's not possible for them to give birth to Bupe. So even before we can proceed, for real, Mrs. Bwalia was correct. True that. Mrs. Bwalia was correct. Her suspicions are correct. Check verbal. Just look. The baby she was given is blood group B. Okay? Herself and her husband are both blood group A. It's not possible for them to give birth to a B child. Yes, true that. It's not possible for them to give birth to a B child. Yes, true that. So even before we can proceed, you can see here, right? You can see here. Okay, so now let's move on. Let's see the question. What exactly does it say? Yeah, you should be forgiving me. I'm also replying to some messages. So the question is saying, use allele. I think you can see the alleles, right? I to the power A, right? I to the power A, B to the power, I to the power B and I to the power O. These are alleles, the alleles of the gene which controls human blood groups. Use these symbols to answer the questions. A, using full genetic diagrams, show whether there was a mix-up or not. Now they are saying, do the genetic diagram. Number one, it should be about Mrs. Bwalia and Mr. Bwalia. And I'm pretty sure that by now all of us here, we know how to do, how to do these diagrams. You can see, right? You have to indicate the parental phenotype, Mr. Bwalia, who is blood group A. Okay, even Mrs. Bwalia, blood group A. The parental genotype. Do you know why I was giving them heterozygous? Do you know why I was giving them AO, right? I was giving them these so that you prove. So that you prove. All right? Yeah. So that you prove. In fact, when such questions come, actually, I would even, if I thought they haven't specified the genotype, if I thought they haven't said it's whether it's heterozygous or homozygous, all right? Whether they are, whether they haven't specified whether the genes should be the same or different, you will just write heterozygous so that you prove beyond all doubts. So that. So, and I think we all know how everything unfolds. We know how everything unfolds. So the genotype, you can see, you write I to the power A, I to the power O. This is for Mr. Banda. Do the same for Mrs. This is for Mr. Bwalia. Do the same for Mrs. Bwalia as well. Do the same, all right? Do the same. And you're going to realize that after crossing, all right? I'm pretty sure that crossing is known. After crossing, you realize that the offspring phenotype, the offspring genotype, we're going to have AA. The first child will be AA. The second one will be AO. The third, AO. The fourth one, OO. So Mrs. Bwalia and Mr. Bwalia, the possible children they should be having, the first one should be blood group A, homozygous. The second one should be blood group A, heterozygous, which is AO. Homozygous, AA. Heterozygous, AO. The fourth child, the third child they should be having should be heterozygous A. Alright? Yes. And the last child should be O. Alright? So let's keep this. The next one is about Mr. Banda and Mrs. Banda. Okay, so if you check very well, the genotype of, the blood group of Mr. Banda is A. The blood group of Mrs. Banda is B, right? So like I'm from telling you, if they haven't specified, please make sure that you use heterozygous. All right? Use heterozygous. All right? Use what? Heterozygous. Make sure that you use heterozygous. True that. Yes, use what? Heterozygous. So even for this one, so Mr. Banda being blood group A, I'll give him heterozygous. AO, Mrs. Banda BO. I think you know. Don't forget writing X in between them, it shows that there was reproduction, there was sex. Right? There was sex. Yes. So when you do your crossing, you realize that the children, it's all about the children, right? It's all about the children. Offspring genotype. The first child, I think you know how to cross, don't you? You know how to cross. We've been doing this for a long time now. You do. The first child will be AB, the second one AO, the third BO, the fourth one OO. So the phenotype for children, the first one will have blood group AB, the second one A, the third one B, the fourth one O. So now let's fight. So you realize that, let's talk about the children now, the two babies that we are discussing. Baby Anans, which was given to Mrs. Banda, is blood group O, blood group O. And between Mrs. Banda and Mr. Banda, there is one child who is O, right? There is one child who is very much O. All right? Yes. Baby Bupe. Okay, let me, there's something that I want to say. Between Mr. Banda and Mrs. Banda, you check the children are A, B, O, right? One of them is O. All right? Just like baby Anans. So Mrs. Banda can also argue to say, well, the baby that I'm given is just okay. There is no mixing up here. Okay? My husband and I are both heterozygous. Okay, it's very possible for both of us to have a O child. All right? When you check Mrs. Bwalia now and Mr. Bwalia, okay, they had 3 children who are A. The fourth one is O, right? So both couples should have a baby who is a blood grouped O. All right, both couples. All right, both couples. Okay, now let's do this. Look at the baby Mrs. Bwalia was given. Mrs. Bwalia was given baby Bupe, and baby Bupe is B, is blood group B. Now check very well the children for Mr. Bwalia. The children Mr. Bwalia and Mrs. Bwalia should be having. They should be having A or O. A. So whenever they shouldn't have a baby with a blood group B. They shouldn't have baby with blood group B. Okay? Yes. So for real, baby Bupe should go to Mrs. Banda. Because at least you can see for Mrs. Banda, the third child was B. Right? With Mr. Bwalia and Mrs. Bwalia, there is no B there. There is no B there. There is no B there. With Mrs. Bwalia and Mr. Bwalia, there is no B. There is just O. Which means it's impossible for baby Bupe to belong to Mrs. Bwalia. So she was right. Baby Bupe for real belongs to Mr. Banda and Mrs. Banda. Reason being, them benana bakwatako B. Mwana wa number 3, it's B. Check very well. And for real, baby Annas should go to Mrs. Bwalia because Mrs. Bwalia, the fourth child, is O. Check very well. She was right. So the next question they are saying, conclusion from the genetic diagrams. Conclusion from the genetic diagrams. Yeah, actually she was right, actually. She was right. So they are saying conclusion from the genetic diagrams. So you simply say, yes, there was a mix-up. Mrs. Bwalia was correct. There was a mix-up. Yes, the conclusion is that there was a mix-up. There was a mix-up. Now they're asking for, the next one, they're asking for they're asking for the blood group which is codominant, right? All right. Let me just reply to this one. They're asking us for the blood group that is codominant, right? The blood that is codominant is actually ABO. Yeah, you can just say AB, it's fine. Yeah, AB, it's correct. That's it. Thank you very much for your time.